what's up? How's everyone doing? We got the Mustang GT today, the long-awaited Mustang GT. I've been saying I'm gonna do a video of this car for a while now, and life gets in the way sometimes. I can't be consistent. I honestly don't care much about being consistent because I'm not making like a ton of money or any money at all, rather, from this YouTube channel. So, yeah. So it really doesn't matter, but I'm gonna bring as much content as I can when I can, and it's just something I enjoy doing. I do this really just because I enjoy doing video, I enjoy editing video, and I enjoy cars. So it's like, why not? Let's get to it. Let's do a cold start on this 2020 Ford Mustang GT 5.0 Coyote in a 6-speed manual transmission. This car is tuned by Bama and has long tube headers, so it's pretty loud. I'm gonna do a cold start here for you, and obviously the loudness is not gonna translate well over video, but you'll still be able to kind of hear the loudness of this thing. So I'm gonna do the cold start, and then we're gonna go get some oil. I'm gonna put some full synthetic in this thing because I know Ford likes to use the Motorcraft blend, which is a synthetic blend, so it's conventional and synthetic blended up. I would think I would just rather go with the full synthetic. We're gonna try that, and this thing takes 10 quarts of full synthetic 5W20, or the Motorcraft blend if you prefer. So yeah, we're gonna go grab some oil. We're gonna go grab a filter. 10 quarts. It's not gonna be cheap. It would honestly be cheaper for me just to have the Ford dealer do it with the Motorcraft. It would be much cheaper. I'm probably gonna spend an extra 50-60 bucks, but if it's for the best interest of the longevity of this vehicle, then the couple extra bucks is worth it. I mean, this is a high performance, high revving car. Obviously you want the best for it, So, cold start, and here we go. Alright guys, we are in this 2020 Mustang beast. As you can hear, it's like trumpets. It's like I've got some angry trumpets back there. We're gonna get the oil changed on this puppy today. Alright, so I am behind the wheel of this magnificent 2020 Mustang GT. This is the base model, so it does have the cloth interior, and it does not even have the big screen on it, but there is an upside. This is the lightest Mustang GT that you can purchase off the lot, stock. And like I said, as you can probably hear, this thing is modded. I'm not getting on it quite yet. I like to give it a couple minutes, as you guys may already know, and just talk about it for a little bit. I'm gonna get a chance to get on it, don't worry. This thing screams. This thing is honestly a cop magnet at this point. That's basically what this is. It's bright orange, and it's obnoxiously loud, which is cool.
I dig it. I like hearing it, you know. I don't think other people like hearing it as much unless like you're of course like into cars or into Mustangs. I'm not used to driving this thing. I gotta get used to it again. But overall, very, very American sports car, very American muscle. You get a lot for the money in this thing. I mean, I love how it revs out to, what is that, 72, 7,300. The suspension, I think, could use some work. But then again, this is like a stock suspension setup, so this is, you know, road worthy suspension for all the messed up roads. So I can't fault it there. Ford definitely should have put the exact suspension they put in here. But it feels kind of bouncy. So like if you really want to turn this car into a track animal, the suspension definitely, I think, could use some modding. Needs to be lowered maybe, or some stiffer suspension, I'd say, because it just feels a little bouncy when you do this. It doesn't feel as sporty as you would like. But I'm not going to knock this thing too much. That is probably my most significant complaint in comparison to like the Audi R8 I had, or even the Scat Pack. I feel the Scat Pack was a little more stable when turning it. It felt less bouncy in the turn. This thing will probably smoke a Scat Pack. This thing is fast, and this thing needs tires. I did the old penny test the other day, and you can see pretty much the entire head of Abraham Lincoln, especially on the rears. This is a car you want to leave traction control on for sure, especially if you're trying to launch out of first gear. But honestly, it's not even going to help you with the tune. This gas pedal just wants to be slammed, guys. I mean, you can't resist it in this car. Gas pedal wants to be slammed. Of course it needs gas. The interior feel is not bad. I like the interior. It's pretty nice looking in here. It's pretty cozy. I think I'm gonna do a quick little pull here. I'm gonna see if this SUV behind me wants to get impatient with me. Here we go. Smoked his ass. Damn. So I'm gonna go get some gas because this thing does not like first gear when it's low on gas, probably because of the Bama tune. It kind of stutters in first gear when it's low on gas sometimes, so. Let's go put some gas in her. Not there though. 319. We're gonna go elsewhere because I know that means premium is gonna be over 4. And yeah, I think I'm gonna try and use these race ramps to get this car up in the air. I think that might be a lot easier than the jack and stuff, even though the jack and stuff is not even hard or anything. Might be worth a shot. Might make life super easy. A couple things this car doesn't have, you know, you don't have blind spot alerts. You don't have couple cool little things that you could get in some higher trim packages probably. Yeah, this car definitely is not a gas saver. Traction control just kicked in. Let's try our luck with the mobile actually, because I'm about to run out of gas. So. Seats are comfortable, bolstering is very tight. I gotta say, I think after riding in the Slingshot so much, I'm starting to feel claustrophobic about this roof. It's just so limiting, but practical for a race car, especially for a daily race car that you need to drive in the rain, such and such. But I can't get over it. I feel like I'm a little claustrophobic. Hey, not bad. 376. That's better than over 4. So we'll take it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Alright, we're back. Just fueled up the Mustang GT. I forgot to take the cloth off the license plate from the cold start. So I was driving around with the license plate covered up this whole time. So, good job. Starter back up proper with a full tank of petrol. We can really get in some pulls here. This baby's a screamer, and it's a ripper. It's a scripper. So, you gotta give it dollars. Do this. Nothing but slippage. Yes, sir. It wants some gasoline. That downshift, though, is monstrous. My God. American muscle at its prime. The clutch friction zone I find on these Mustangs is a little weird, especially if you're used to driving a Dodge or something. Dodge clutch like engage, at least on my Challenger, engages like immediately, and this one I feel like engages more towards the bottom, and it's not because the clutch is worn out. I'm pretty sure it's Ford design. So we're gonna try and turn it back around and go to this Ford dealership back there, pick me up an oil filter, and I'm gonna go to an auto parts store, see if we can find some proper high quality oil to put in this thing. We are running 2 JLT catch cans, and it's tuned like I said, so you know, there's always a bunch of blow by in the catch cans. Incredibly fast for just a 5.0 V8, man. It's gotta be because of the weight. 10 quarts of oil. That's a lot of oil. My 6.4 liter Hemi didn't take that much oil. I don't know what it's like driving the stock shifter on this car, so I can't really say 100% that the Barton is better, but I'm gonna lean more towards the Barton probably is better than stock shifter. This thing does feel very notchy, and it's like you definitely know it's in the right gear and it's quick. It's really quick and it's sturdy. And this Bama tune, you know, a lot of people say things about Bama tune for some reason. We've had a couple people say some things to us about Bama tunes. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what forum that people are complaining about Bama tunes about, but we've really had no problems with ours. But yeah, people just don't like the Bama tune, it seems like. But you know, I think it's good. I don't think there's anything wrong with the Bama tune. Just picked up our filter here. It's gonna be a FL 500S, and I also went ahead and picked up this drain bolt. They are made out of like this very dense plastic, maybe a polymer. Probably don't even have to change it. I'm just gonna do it because it was only $11 anyway, and better change it and have a fresh one in there than have an oil leak down the road. We copped that. Now we're gonna go get 10 quarts of oil. I've read that AMSOIL makes some of the best oil, really. If you watch Project Farm, shout out to Project Farm. He does all these little tests with the oils. All right, guys, unfortunately, my GoPro died. I thought I charged it, but fail on my part. But I'm about to go get this oil here at AutoZone. Just want you to take a gander at that puppy. Car looks really good in the sun, kind of like a dreamsicle. I wish it wasn't illegal to tint the windshield, however, because it would really make the whole look really come together if that windshield tint matched the windows and everything. I'd also probably like to smoke these headlights here, maybe get some LED style blinkers, maybe change the whole front fascia, I don't know, but nothing too crazy. Bigger front splitter. I would like a carbon flash black wing back here, a little bigger. Tint these side markers out, smoke the tail lights, and maybe diffuser. Yeah, because right now I would paint the diffuser to the same color as the car. That would probably be the way to go. I'll show you the interior too real quick. So there's the cockpit. There's what I'm sitting in. Comfy seats, really nice bolstering, nice quality seat. It's not cheap. There's the gauges, the dash, the wheel. There's the Barton shifter. And there's the tiny screen and infotainment center on this base model package, Mustang GT. We got back seats, looking good, you know. Not a bad way to transport yourself. He's got some Michelin Pilot Sports on him, I believe. 4S's are the tires. And I want to say, what are the tire sizes? 275s, 245s? Something like that. Let's see. Yeah, 275 40 ZR19s for the rear. And we got 255 40 ZR19s on the front in Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. These do have the 6-piston Brembos on the front calipers, I believe. I'm not sure if it's Brembo. It looks like it might be Ford manufacturer 6-piston instead of Brembo. But nonetheless, it has 6-piston brakes. Car looks really good if you're into Mustangs and you're on a budget and you gotta have that Mustang GT, or maybe you just want the lightest Mustang GT. This is not a bad way to go at all. I think we paid at the time about $39,000 for this car. Its value is holding really well. You know, one of the most popular sports cars in America, guys, and one of the most cost efficient as well in terms of what you get for the money. These blocks can take a boost up to like 600-700, maybe 800 horsepower, which, you know, is a builder's dream. You know, you can't do that with the 6.4 liter Hemis in the Scat Pack. You can't do that with a lot of cars. A lot of cars you're gonna have to, you know, sleeve them and all that.
and that's going to cost a lot of money. But this thing is just out of the box, ready to go, ready to smoke just about everything, man. It's crazy how hard it makes cars quadruple its value work to keep up with it. Can't be beat, man. You know, if you're looking for performance, the best performance you can get for 39 grand or in the 30 grand range, this is the way to go. You know, the perfect conception of the affordable race car for the streets. Just a total package. And even more so if you go with the higher trim levels Mustang GT. Mod capability on these, though, second to none off the lot. This is what we got under the hood. No major mods, just some simple JLT catch can right there. We got another one right there. This one never really gets any oil in it. This one does. This is the passenger side catch can. This is the one you constantly have to change. Every time I check that one, it's bone dry still. I hear that maybe when you track the car, that's when that catch can might see some oil. We do not have the plastic engine cover on ours, just because we prefer the look of the engine bay without the engine cover. Pretty beastly intake manifold there. These little catch can things just hook right up, just like that. And still got the stock air filter in here. Alright, so that's under the hood. Alright, we're back in the 2020 Mustang GT base. 6-speed with the Barton shifter, Bama tune, full headers and exhaust. Straight pipe basically. I just changed the oil with some full synthetic Pennzoil 5W20. I replaced the oil pan drain bolt, drain cap, and I obviously replaced the oil filter. And she's running like a champ. Nice full tank of 93 octane. We're just gonna give her some rips now. Now this is the part of the video where it's just rip session. You know, it's basically what we're gonna do. We're gonna make sure this brand new oil is up to temperature. Rip City, Paul. We're gonna take her down to Rip City. 2020 Mustang GT. It's just a beast. Tuned with the Barton, with the exhaust, with the fresh full synthetic oil. This thing is happy as can be right now. The oil change was basic, just like every other oil change on most of the American lineup. You just gotta know where the oil filter is, sort of, because there is an oil filter cover that you're gonna have to remove to get access to the oil filter. And besides that, I mean, that's probably the most, I shouldn't even say challenging, but I was looking for the filter for about 90 seconds, which is longer than I would like to look for a filter. Got two giant analog gauges up here. One for RPMs, obviously, the other for miles per hour. But then, of course, you got a very small digital screen, probably about 2 inches, 3 inches wide, 3 inches tall. And you can do, you know, an array of displays on that tiny digital display. Right now I have it set at the mile per hour gauge. I just like to look at it digitally. That's just me. And I like my RPMs right next to each other, so I'm not like searching and trying to figure out, you know, what's going on. Got lots of controls here on the wheel. You know, of course, you got your hands free. You got even cruise control on here. You've got control of music and the menus and all that. The air conditioning's really nice. Nice and cold. I think the sound of this car is what sells most people. The sound, the buildability, the horsepower, and the practicality of it all in one package for a very hard to beat price. So props to Ford for putting together such an efficient package. I had a 2017 Shelby GT350, and that one burned a very considerable amount of oil. This one doesn't. The linear power this thing has is pretty remarkable. It's right in between that supercar and that regular car rev range, you know. It's not crazy high like the new C7Z06 or like the old Shelby GT350s, but it's like right above 6 and right under 8, you know, right at that 72, 73 mark. It just gets louder and louder and louder and more extreme as it climbs the numbers. It rumbles, man, and you can just feel the loud craziness, the absurdity of buyable power. Always loved the Mustang GTs. I think we all have. The SN95 models have a special place in my heart because obviously as a kid, you know, I was growing up seeing the convertible SN95 Mustang GTs with the Saline package or with the Roush package. You know, they'd have the roll bar, and I just thought those were some of the coolest Mustangs that I had ever seen back in that age. I would say are a well-deserved update from S197s. The S550s really stepped it up. I'm very curious to see what is the next step for Ford's, I call it Ford's Halo car, the Mustang GT. The car that Ford sells more than any other car, I'm pretty sure. Just dropped it into gear there and overtook. And I laid stake my claim to the road before you could even get to it. It's a predator versus prey thing, you know? If your car is slow, you're gonna get caught. You're gonna get caught lacking, and I'm gonna drop a gear and overtake you and raise my place on the totem in the jungle, in the food chain, because your car could not keep it up. Down here, we can change the steering feel between sport, comfort, and normal. That's about it. I mean, I always just leave it in sport, obviously. We want the steering feel to just always feel like a sports car, like a race car. And man, I'm just amazed at how great this thing's running right now. Great daily car too. You know, it's really not having any problems, just kind of first gear, second gear, putt-putting it through town. Gotta go to the store, you know, and you want to be in a fun car while you go to your stores weekly like we all do. It honestly feels like just a button that you can just angry trumpet button, rev the crap out of it. It's really hard to drive this car slow. It's just, it's painful almost.
All right, guys, so this is going to be it. Sick pulls, traction control off. I've got a trunk full of groceries, probably all busted up. This car is just super fun to drive, man. You're just honestly king of the road in this thing. Highly suggest, if you're already looking at these as a potential buyer, for the money you can't beat it. I said it over and over again. I'm still gonna say it. So make sure you grab yourself one of these for under 40 grand, and you can probably get a used one for even cheaper. And I gotta say, these cars in this market have held its value. I can still get about $35,000 for this car, and it's a 2020 base GT stick shift. It is a little bit modded, but it's got 23,788 miles. All right, guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this little mini review of the 2020 Mustang GT. And I'm trying to be more consistent, but at the same time, it's like YouTube is probably never gonna pay me. So I do this for my own fun and enjoyment. So I'm gonna do it when I can, when I get ideas. Little fishtail there, that's always fun.